Welcome again to Joe Stunner Boxing. Before I start this video, I want to give a shout out to Boxing Beats and Rhymes because he was the one that made me aware of this particular fight and all the sort of skulduggery that went on in one of his videos. I'd never heard of either of these boxers. I hadn't heard of the fight. I hadn't heard what's gone on. I watched his video and I think this is a subject that bears repeating because it's so corrupt. That this fight was so corrupt that it's laughable. It'll entertain you. I'm going to leave a link in the descriptions for you to go watch this fight. This was a fight between Nigeria versus Ghana. It took place in Ghana, and it was between the Ghanaian boxer Bastie Samir and the Nigerian fighter Idowu Rasheed. Now, Bastie Samir came in with 20 wins and 1 loss and 1 draw. And the loss was on points. He's 37 years old. He got 18 KOs out of his 20 wins. And he was obviously being groomed, by the Ghanaian boxing authority to cause a bit of a splash, even though he's 37. It's a light heavyweight, 5'8". And in comes Nigerian Idowu Rasheed, who only had 5 wins with 5 KOs, as a little clue as to what might happen. 1 defeat, which was also a stoppage, and 1 draw. And he's 25 years old, he's unknown, he's from Nigeria. Along he comes and fights for the Universal Boxing Organization, African light heavyweight title, whatever that is. But clearly it's in Ghana, it's in Accra, which of course is the home of the great Azumah Nelson. And what happened was, like I say, laughable, actually really funny to watch. It's not funny because one guy they're trying to rip off a guy, but it's so comically corrupt. Then what happened was the fight starts. Bastie Samir meets Rasheed in the middle of the ring. They start exchanging. Bastie Samir is a very muscular, squat, light, heavy. Rasheed, a bit taller, looks a bit rangier, but very aggressive. They're both very aggressive. And sure enough, halfway through the first round, maybe, Rasheed really rattles Samir and badly. And Samir is looking unsteady and sort of totters towards the ropes. And the referee steps in. The referee says, no, you can't do that. You can't do what? What do you mean, hit him? It's one of those moments. And he gives him a little finger wagging, naughty boy. Box on. So Rasheed picks up where he left off, starts absolutely hammering Samir, and I think was it in the end of the first round or the start of the second? The referee stops the action again and takes a point off Rasheed, and Rasheed's like, what am I having a point taken off for? I don't think the referee even explained to Rasheed why he was taking the point off. He said there were illegal blows. Well, I watched this video, 3 or 4 times now, looking for specific low blows. I couldn't see one, or not low blows illegal, no rabbit punches, no low blows, no nothing. I mean, I could have missed something technically, but anyway, so Rasheed, Idowu, I think it's Idowu, I think is how you spell it, Idowu Rasheed, beats the crap out of Bastie Samir in the first round, but ends up losing it, or at least drawing it, because he has a point taken off. When the second round, things didn't get any better for Samir, because Rasheed picked up where he left off. Don't forget, he's 12 years younger than this other guy, so he's got all that youthful athleticism. Samir looks as old as 37 suggests in fighting terms. And Rasheed just starts battering him again. I mean, he's beating the crap out of him. And the referee steps in. I think it might have been in the second round they took the point off. I might have had the first. I might be mistaken there, but you're hitting him too much. You're beating up our local guy, you naughty boy. Have a point off or whatever. Anyway, didn't do any good because along comes Rasheed again, traps Samir on the ropes, and with an enormous left hook puts him under the ropes. And I'll tell you what, Rasheed's left hook was really, really good. I mean, he's fired several left hooks throughout this fight. His technique actually looked pretty good for a guy who's, only had, I think this was his 8th fight. And Samir just looked old. He just looked like he looked a step behind. He was too slow, but he manages to he crawled from under the ropes, stand up on tottering legs, and the referee must have given him 40 seconds to recover. I mean, at least 40 seconds. Again, bias, corruption, whatever you want to call it, didn't do any good, because along comes Rasheed. He gets Samir in the corner and chins him with, again, it was another left hook. His uppercuts were coming in, very good uppercuts. And Samir couldn't get out of the way, and the coup de grace was this enormous left hook, which absolutely leveled him, and he was stone cold out in the corner, just flat out. And then immediately afterwards, so you think, okay, second round KO for Rasheed, but immediately afterwards, lo and behold, the fight was declared a draw. What? Oh, well, there was an illegal punch came in from Rasheed, so we're going to call it a draw. Look, the word robbery gets mentioned a lot in boxing, and corruption gets mentioned a lot, and so-and-so is signed to a promoter and he's corrupt, and therefore all the cards go to this guy, the scores, it's all biased and blah, 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 blah. Look, most of the time that's complete bollocks. It's more incompetence than corruption. But on this occasion, corruption is what it had to be corruption. There's just no one is that incompetent. There was no illegal punch thrown. The camera is clearly on the fighters as Rasheed is knocking out Samir. No low blows, no rabbit punches, but it's declared a draw. Now, thankfully, this was later changed to a second round KO for Idowu Rasheed, which it should have been. I mean, it was a second round KO. So I don't know. I wonder if this is the power of social media and the internet, because this got mentioned, as an example of absolute corruption from the Ghanaian commission. Referee was atrocious. It would have been interesting if this had gone the distance and Samir had somehow lasted the full distance to see what the cards would have been. I bet you they would have been lopsided to hell in favour of Bastie Samir. But no, Idowu Rasheed gets a deserved win, and he looked pretty good. I've got to be honest, I hadn't seen him before, hadn't heard of him, but he looked pretty good. Yeah. So check out if you want a good laugh, and we can laugh about it now because it got changed to a second round KO. It's not like they continued to rip the guy off. Something it got rectified afterwards, rightly so. But so we can laugh at it now. But if you want to have a good chuckle at this, just how corrupt things can be, have a look at the link in the descriptions box. It's actually very, very funny. All right, guys. I hope you enjoy this weird fight. It's a good fight, actually. Brilliant knockout. Really stunning knockout. Highlight real stuff. I hope you enjoy it. Thanks for listening, of course. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Hit the subscribe button. It just takes you a second. And if you like the video, hit the like button as well, because they count the likes, apparently. I'm still not sure why, but they do. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. I'll catch you later. Bye for now.